Good morning. What's happening? Happy Monday, you guys. How was the weekend? How is that energy? So there is something happening right now where Saturn and Venus are conjunct. So if you're feeling a bit of tension, that's kind of that pressure that you might be feeling right now. It might mix you up a little bit. The energy might be a little sort of I don't know, fragmented to a certain degree. You might be receiving a lot of information and trying to organize it structurally. That's that Saturn energy, and it could be related to that Venus energy. So just trying to manage all those varying degrees of frequencies might be causing you to feel a little tension right now. It's only going to last a couple of days though, so just again, when you have these experiences, remember to keep just being in the realignment. We have that new moon in Aries on, it actually starts on the 31st at late in the, I think just before midnight Pacific Standard Time. So the 31st, the 1st, depending on where you are on the planet. But this is like, we're moving out of this Pisces season and into this new Aries energy. So we've completed the lunar cycle, and we are now in this energy where we are in an initiation. And so you can think back about what you were attempting to initiate through the course of the last year. I'm pretty clear about what that is for me. But now there's a new cycle beginning, and it's a new initiation for you to really step into some new power that you really want to manifest in the next cycle, in the next lunar cycle. So really believing that you are the alchemist and that you can create anything you want for yourself is going to be pivotal in the creation of what it is that you are manifesting. I was visiting with my girlfriend the other day. She may be watching this. Hi, if you are. Lovely to see you. But this is the deal. We were talking about how you what does it really mean to align in energy, both for yourself and with others around you. I got messages coming in from all angles. Let's see. So literally downloaded messages, but I got messages coming from varying degrees of technology right now. It's kind of throwing me off. So this is the deal. When you want to be in alignment, and I've talked about this at length, you have to become the energy of that of which you want to be in alignment with and to. So, my girlfriend said, well, how do I create this experience in my relationship? Okay. You have to get clear about that of which you want and become that energy. So for me, whatever I want in my life, I have to be the energy of that, because that's the alignment. That's the frequency. Anything that isn't that isn't going to align. It doesn't make sense. So you have to get really clear about how it is that you want to have energetic experiences in your life, and be clear about who you want to be in those experiences, and then become that frequency. And so this is the opportunity and this initiation and this new moon in Aries for you to really step into that power, because Aries energy is all about autonomy and independence. And I was talking about this the other day. My north and south node are in that Libra Aries axis. And so what that really means is for me, it's all about learning how to be in partnership and less about how to be super independent, because that Aries energy is very independent. So I might have that skill set down. The challenge is how do you then work together in partnership and collaboration, in all areas of life. And so if that is what my North Star is guiding me into being, then I have to become that energy to learn how to be that in order to be fully self-expressed in the space of becoming that of which is in alignment with my mission. So just being clear of that in this initiation energy will help guide you in this Aries energy toward that direction. We are in right now the Taurus Scorpio North Node, South Node axis is occurring. So where that placement is really going to be expansive in your chart. I'm also Scorpio rising, so it's pretty powerful. It's igniting some expansions, but plus we've got that Jupiter Neptune conjunction coming up, which is all about expanding your dreams. So and expanding your truth and your like who you are. That's really powerful energy. So let's see what the tarot cards, let's see what the fractal patterns are looking like right now on this glorious Monday. Divine Feminine, realizing coherence. Yeah, so this is like receiving the realization, receiving it. The radio receiver is receiving the clarity of how to bring things together, about how to really step into coherent alignment of harmonizing frequencies that your heart and your mind are optimally working together to create the reality that you desire. It's like what your heart and your mind coherently work together to realize the full potential of that of what you want to be, who you want to be, how you want to become, the person that's going to manifest those super abundant manifestation powers that you have within the context of your alchemical abilities. So this is really receiving that information in this energy, receiving like this immediate download of this immediate, like this energy is going to happen really fast. It's Aries energy. The next several things are already I'm like, it's already April, are you kidding me? I've like, things are moving and shaking, and they're gonna continue to be that way for some time now. This is going to be pretty rapid moving energy, fire energy. So let's see what the tarot has to say. This information is going to come in pretty, like, you're going to have some pretty rapid moving downloads, some like quick spiritual awakenings, or, you know, quick messages, fast moving energy coming into your realm. Yesterday, I was receiving downloads. I like laid down for a minute, and I like, in the short period of time, Fool, yeah, that's it. That's Aries right there. Ba-boom. New adventure. So, I received in a very short period of time a bunch of downloads. And so, all right, so you're feeling a lot. Yeah, 10 of Wands. So there's a lot coming in, and you're working to navigate these frequencies and hold this space for yourself. Yeah, so there's like I said, I'm not making this up. So the 10 of Wands for me is a lot of allowing. It's like a huge amount of allowing to come through to you. It's a huge, and allowing is on the bottom of the deck. So there's like allowing for the messages to come through so you can then decide what you're going to do with them. You can decide how to hold the space to navigate, or, you know, whatever, to work through whatever information is coming to you, because it's going to feel heavy because there's a lot of it. And it might not necessarily be the weight of the download, it's the amount of information. King of Wands, 5 of Cups. It might cause you there might be some grief and some strife that is working through here energetically. Something may have occurred in the past that kind of kept you small in a box. Might have 3 of Swords, like, might have been caused you angst, and you're grieving that, but you're moving forward in a very spiritual way. You're stepping into your spiritual, the hermit, the Virgo energy right there. That's like the spiritual awakening, the spiritual alignment with your source, with your teacher, your guide. You're becoming that, and you're moving forward towards what you want, and you're going to be able to communicate that really effectively. But it's going to be quick. Like the metronome is like speeding up, you guys. The frequency is like, it's happening faster than you might know what to do with. And so it's going to be really important that you continue to just hold the space to work through the needs, work through the things that you need to get through to get to the place where you can receive the information, so that you can receive the downloads, so that you can actually take that information and move you forward towards what you want and be able to communicate that in the most like potent, thoughtful, inspired way. I think this is also going to happen through these eclipses, the eclipse season. Yep, look at that. We're having a solar eclipse, and Two of Wands, Sun, Empress. So it's like you're seeing the most beautiful, abundant, like conception on the horizon. You see it. And what is necessary is that you receive the information you need to work through the grief and difficulty that has been so burdensome, that has been heavy on you. And as you receive that information, you can then take that information and coherently align yourself in the frequency of what your heart and your mind need to optimally create the reality that you desire. So it's all about truth, you guys. It's all about being completely open to a heart-centered truth. This is what it really fundamentally breaks down to. I was having a conversation with my girlfriend, and we were talking about how you need complete truth internally and externally. From your internal information, be honest with yourself, but also receive clear, honest information from those that you're synergistically, coherently aligning in. And when you don't have that, you can't be in alignment. So there have been times in my life when I've been trying to make decisions, and I only had information that was only so truthful. There was only so much truth in the information that I had. There was some things that weren't completely truthful. I wasn't receiving clear, transparent information. So it impacted my ability to make clear, transparent decisions. And so if you're not, and that is both within the context of my own experience, but also with maybe other people in my life who I was trying to make decisions with. So like I said, I did that reading the other day. You could be cleaning up messes that you received in your life from other people. Like there's been several things in my life where I feel like I didn't receive the kind of information that I needed that would have really given me the insight to make the decisions that I needed to make, that were really truthfully in alignment with what I needed to do to take care of myself, that were coherently harmonizing in the frequency of that of what my heart and my mind needed to create the reality that I was desiring. So when you don't have that information, it causes incoherence, and you can't make decisions in incoherence. You have to be in coherence, in alignment with your heart-centered truth, with what your mind and your heart are harmonizing together optimally. So let's see, what are we still working out here? You got to make some decisions. There's some back and forth that you might be going through right now. And you got to walk towards the light around what you... Two of Swords, Ace of Cups, Two of Pentacles. Back and forth. How's this going to go? What am I going to do? What are you juggling? You got to be able to walk in the direction of your truth in a way that is in alignment with the mission and in alignment with what your heart and your mind desire. So that's still getting played out here. Messages from the higher self. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. You may be really confronting some disillusionment and some lack mindset, or that might be actually playing itself out. Some lies about resources. You're facing some tough energy. 7 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. Some trickery, some like loss, abandonment. Like I said, you might not have received the information that you needed to make the decisions that were in alignment with your heart, but you're going to overcome that. You're succeeding in that, but you're going to overcome this experience and really come from a place of love. But that energy, this energy is hard, intense. Like there is a hard aspect to this. The 7 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles, like I said, are 2 of the most difficult cards in the deck. Lies and like poverty. Lies and poverty. Like, I don't want to be broken, cold, and lied to. That's not what I want. That is not in alignment with my truth. And in order to evolve out of that, it would require being able to face what caused that and how to really align in a higher frequency so that tie, that energetic tie can go bounce off and not be in the here and now to make decisions going forward. So like I did that reading on Friday about you got to get out of the past. Past no longer serves you. It's completely irrelevant. At this point, it's completely irrelevant. For me, the past is completely irrelevant. Do I have that information and that insight to have been able to take those experiences and translate them into lessons? Yes, that's what they are. They're lessons. They hold no power. No power now. They are, the minute I knew that I was healing is that I didn't respond to the past in the same way. I had a new experience with the things that I would be confronted with that triggered me. And that was a sign that the past no longer carried the same burden, the same weight as it had in the past. So the more you can just have these experiences be what they are from the past and no longer have an energetic reaction to them, that's when you know that the healing is occurring. That's when you know that's when you get out of the way of yourself and you can actually hear what your heart and your mind are trying to communicate to you. By stepping into some really fresh, inspired energy where things can come together, you will be able to confront things about yourself that were really confusing and see some truth in that. Truth about how you've had relationships, how you've had a relationship to yourself, and how that has reflected out here. You're receiving information, like I said, in your dreams that might stress you out and might clam you up. In my case, the dream downloads that I'm getting or the information that I'm receiving when I'm in a more quiet space, a meditated state, or when I'm actually resting, it's confirming what I already know. And it's helping me face the things that need to change in order for the stability to be created, the foundation to be laid. So there is definitely an element of that. Okay, let's see. I gotta get going here. All right. So you guys, just remember, align in the energy of what you're becoming, and continuing to practice that will make it possible for you to be able to, when you're in the energy of who you've been, you'll be able to recognize that more frequently. So one of the things that I used to do when I first started doing this work is I imagined when these things would come up. One of the tools that I received in the work that I was doing when I went down into Mexico and was doing that retreat was, how do you prune away the synapses? So you have to fire and rewire you have to create the rewiring of your brain in order for the new code to be developed. So basically what that means is you have to prune off all the old growth so that the new growth can be cultivated. And it's like you're constantly in this evolutionary space of being able to change. So like when things come into your head that no longer serve you, that are part of the equation of how you used to think, be, feel, act, do, all of that, you recognize it and you say change, and you brush that energy off, you cut that energy off. You consciously say change, I'm not that anymore, and you repeat the mantra of who you're becoming. It just becomes an exercise, and I did that day in and day out for months. And it changed my thinking, it rewired my brain, and it created a whole new reality. I know it sounds sort of mundane or weird, but it's part of the process of growth. Like you can't just think that things are going to change without you actually doing the work to make the changes. Like that's part of the process. Like you have to really step into the power of being the change maker of your life. So I went through this process and all these things came into my head day in and day out, like things about how my body was, things about how my relationships were, things about my relationship to money, things about the relationships to the other things that I had to be contending with. And the old messages about how I would think about things like, oh, well, I'm not good enough for this, or yeah, I should have made better decisions, or I should have did this or that and the other thing. Change. No, I am this and I'm becoming this. I am this energy. And this is the energy of who I am becoming. And you just keep reformulating, reconfiguring the firing and wiring of those specific neurological patterns. It's about repatterning the neurological firing and wiring of these specific neurosynapses that are actually happening in the chemistry, which is completely completely mirroring the energy of the field. So you have to rebuild the code. You have to rewrite the code so that it is reflective of the field, because who you are is reflection of the energy in the field that you're existing in. So if you guys want more, you can read that book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, or Becoming Supernatural. But either way, this is what that is about. So let's see what the animals have to say for today. Let it shine, sing your own song, and be fearless and bold. Okay? So peacock, canary, badger. Do it all, you guys. Let it shine, sing your song, and be fearless about it. All right, I gotta go. See you when I see ya.